I'm going to show you how to make sauerkraut today. It's pretty easy. There's about 1 billion recipes online, but I'm going to show you how to make one of my favourite ones. It's a pretty simple recipe. Sauerkraut can be a little bit of a daunting thought to make for some people, but it's quite easy. You just need to keep in mind a couple of core rules. So all you need is a nice big jar. You can sterilise that to really optimise the chance of fermentation. Just with some boiling hot water, and you can pop it in the oven on a low setting to dry. You definitely want glass, and unless you have like a fancy clay pot, that's really nice too. But glass is important, and for a lid, you would perhaps want to use a rubber band and a cheesecloth, but I actually use the proper metal lid for the jar. Some people advise against that, but I like that it decreases the chance of mould, and I'll show you how to do that toward the end. So glass jar, a nice big bowl for mixing, a chopping board, a sharp knife, and some good quality salt. And in this recipe I'm adding some dill, some dried or fresh dill leaves, and then of course you want the cabbage. I highly recommend getting an organic cabbage. Any pesticides and sprays used on produce can contaminate the fermentation, and also you just don't want that nasty crap in your body. And when you're choosing your utensils, bowls, chopping boards, etc., go for anything that is not metal. So I've got a really nice clay bowl here, wooden chopping board, etc. If you're using metal, then that can cause a chemical reaction and stop the fermentation process. Obviously you need to use a knife, but once you've added the salt, that's when the fermentation begins. So anything after adding the salt, you want to keep metal away from your precious kraut. Okay, so we're going to start by taking off these outer leaves, and you're going to keep them to one side because you want to use them later. And remove all of my hair out of the cabbage. Okay, so you might want like 3 or 4 of these. When they start getting hard to peel, that's usually a good sign to stop picking them off. And then chop your cabbage in half. And then you want to keep the core as well. You're going to use that later. So you just pop that to one side. And then you just need to finely slice your cabbage. So you can use a mandolin for this, if you're fancy, but if you're like me, just use a knife and try and go as thinly as you possibly can. Try and keep it quite uniform. So if you have some pieces that are pretty big and chunky and some that are nice and thin, then it's not going to ferment all at the same time. And you'll have some bits that are over fermented and mushy and some that are under fermented and not really working. So try and keep it as best you can similar sizes. Okay, so we've finally chopped the cabbage, and then we're going to add roughly a tablespoon of good quality salt. I am not the kind of cook who strictly measures things out and follows recipes. I'm terrible at that. I throw everything in a bowl intuitively and hope for the best. So I've gone to, big extremes to measure this out for you. But let's go with a tablespoon of salt. Anything more is going to make it taste too salty. I've seen recipes for lots of salt, but 1 tablespoon works plenty for a decent sized medium cabbage. So just adjust to how big or small your cabbage is be. But a regular medium sized green cabbage, go for a tablespoon of good quality salt. And then I'm going to use about the same, if not a bit more, of the dried dill or fresh dill, whatever you've got. I don't just want to use all of that. And then get your hands in, and you want to thoroughly mix it through. So you want every single piece of cabbage coated in the salt. you're just going to let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes until it starts to wilt down, and you'll see some of the cabbage juice coming out. And then we start to pack it in the jar. Okay, so we have one big bowl of nicely starting to limp cabbage. You can see it's all nice and shiny and glossy, maybe, if the camera can see from that far. So that just means that the fermentation process has started and the juices are all coming out of the cabbage. And we want lots of yummy juice. That's the brine that is going to ferment in. So grab your jar, grab big handfuls of your sauerkraut, soon to be sauerkraut, and pop a couple into the jar, and then just use your fist to smash it down. Or you could use like a wooden rolling pin or something similar, but I just get my fist in there, squish it down, and just keep going until your jar is, or till either your cabbage is out or your jar is almost full. You want to have a little bit of space at the top of the jar because the brine will change. It'll go up and down a bit, and the cabbage will change consistency. We need a little bit of moving room there. It's also going to create quite a lot of gas in the fermentation process, and I guess that's important to talk about. If we're using just a regular jar lid like I'm going to be, that means that you really need to stay on top of checking your sauerkraut once or twice a day. You want to remove that lid so that you release the gas, otherwise you're going to have a crime scene at your kitchen floor. It's going to be really sad. Okay, so you're applying lots of pressure, really like putting your weight into it. You want to get everything really nice and compact into the jar, and any of the brine that's left in the bottom of the bowl, pour that in there too. Get all that goodness in there. Squish it right down. And now we're going to put to use the outer cabbage leaves that we saved at the start. So you grab your leaf and just pop it in the bowl, and you want to use this as a protective layer. You want to have it covering every little crevice that potentially any air could get into. You don't want air in your sauerkraut or it's going to create mold, especially with the heat that fermentation causes. So do as many layers as you can, just to be extra safe. Like little blankets wrapping up your precious kraut baby. And then once you think it's nice and secure, we want to get a weight to keep it weighed down, so it's obviously going to naturally rise again and loosen up a bit over time. So you want to keep that nice and heavy. You can get specific weights for this, like a nice little glass thing. I don't think they're heavy enough, especially not for a jar that big. So what I use is the core of the cabbage. That's why we kept that last time. Lots of people use, there's different techniques. There's a really great one that I heard. You can get a plastic sealable bag and fill it with pebbles and water, and then let that sit on top, because that will naturally fill out the jar and cover any bits. That's a really good one to try. But today I'm using this core of the cabbage, and then you squish it down and you use the lid to pop on. Just lightly screw it. And that will all sort of settle down a little bit. And then that's it. You want to check it once or twice a day to make sure that all of your kraut is underneath the line of the brine. The little poem there, actually there is a cheesy saying that if it's under the brine, it's fine. So if you've got kraut that's coming up above the line, that's not going to ferment, it's going to dry out, it's going to start getting moldy, and you don't want that in there. So making sure there's enough liquid in there, just by pushing down the weight every now and then, adding some extra weight to it if you need to. And you want to leave it for probably a week to ferment. Longer if you're in a cold climate, and then you can test it and taste it if it's okay. It should be still have a little bit of crunch and a nice tang to it, and then you'll know it's ready. Is there anything else that I need to mention? It'll go almost like a more of a yellowish colour and a little bit translucent. That's a good way to look at it to know that it's ready. That's obviously if you're using a green cabbage. You can use red cabbage too, whatever you have available to you. And that is it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy making kraut, and I would love to see your experiment